So in this video, we're going to be cutting out a pair of leggings, just a typical pair of leggings from this black fabric. Again, the first thing you're going to do is just feel for that green line, and it's smoother going this way. So I'm going to fold it in half, and we're cutting out a size 14. And this mama wants the leggings to be have a finished inseam of 18.5 inches. So we're going to have to make them just a little bit longer. So I'm just going to fold the fabric wide enough to cut these leggings. Now, one of the things with leggings, on the top edge at the waist, the back rise is going to be higher than the front rise. So this is at an angle, so it's not going to be straight across. And that's something you don't want to try and line up the crosswise grain according to this top edge. It will be according to the bottom edge. So this should be on an angle, and I just eyeball this, so this looks about crosswise to me. And up here you want to make sure you don't run off the edge that's underneath here. So I get it as close as I can. And I'm just going to put my weights on here. Now, I do have some measurements on these. I should have flipped this pattern over so you can see the writing on the other side. I'll make it a little easier. Okay, again, I'm just kind of going to eyeball this. Now, the standard length, inseam length for a size 14 is 14.5 inches. Is 14 inches once it's sewn. You cut it 14.5 inches, obviously, for the 2/4 inch seam allowances. So if she wants it to finish at 18.5 inches, we're going to have to cut it 19 inches. So that means we're going to have to add 4.5 inches to the length of this. So I'm just going to measure 19 inches down, and yes, that will be 4.5 inches. And if I just use an ink pen for marking on this, because you're never going to see it, because you'll be cutting, and you can kind of see the lines even on the black. Now when I lengthen the leggings, I generally will just go straight down from this edge. I won't keep cutting it at an angle to taper it in. I'll just go straight down. Unless they're like ankle length, then you would want to measure around somebody's ankle, and you would want to end up cutting so it would finish, so that bottom hem would finish at that width. So here, these rulers with all the lines on them are lifesavers. You know that these lines are straight across. So if I line up one of these lines on here with that line, and right at this edge, I can draw a straight line down here. So there's that one. Over here, again, I'm going to line up one of these lines with one of these lines, and right at the edge, and that will give me a straight line down here. So the other thing with leggings that you want to think about is the waistline. And this gal's waist is 26 inches. Her mom gave me her measurements. So for the top of the leggings, I generally cut them across here to be at the waist measurement, maybe a little bit smaller. When we cut the elastic for the leggings, we're going to cut it 2 to 3 inches, generally speaking, except for plus size suits. We're going to cut it 2 to 3 inches smaller than the waist measurement. So you'll have to stretch, because you're going to have to stretch the elastic to fit. But anyway, so if I'm going to cut it, it's going to be 13 inches across, which is pretty close to this. I'm going to maybe add just a 1/4 inch on either end of the waist measurement. So let's go ahead and cut these out. And again, I'm just going to maybe give it a little bit of, maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit, and just working with stretch fabrics is just the best because it's so forgiving, and wovens, you just have to be so exact, and there's no forgiveness if you cut it a little bit too small or even a little bit too big. It's just not going to look great. But stretch fabrics, you can get away with all kind of goof ups and it will still be fine. So that's about all there is to cutting out leggings. They're actually just very, very simple. They're pretty easy pieces to do. So that's that.